Hello everyone, this is my update for the 2020 Vision Project Pan, and this is running to the January 1st, 2020, and the premise is that you panned 20 beauty products and 20 makeup products. And I haven't gotten very far, but I'm pretty new. I started this project in October. Everybody else started in July because it was an 18-month project. So I started a little bit later than everybody else, but I wanted to get involved, so I started in October. And so here is my update for the beauty products. And so I've got, let's see, I've got my Luann's coconut oil. This was where I started. This was the last update. I am probably somewhere around here, but I can't see through the packaging very well. Sometimes if I look at it just right, I can look through the top and measure, but it's solid right now, so it's not level on top. And I forgot to mark it before I used it this month, so what ifs. So, but I know that I'm using it. Kinds of things. Next, I have my Coastal Scents Black African soap. When they used to sell it in the big chunks, they sell it in bars now. I miss this. But I use this maybe once a week with one of these little scrubber brushes, and it does wonderful things for my skin. Then I've got my moisturizer that I'm working on right now. This is CedarStone Moisturizer Rose and White Tea, and it's 100% plant-based. I'm trying to get into more natural products. I'm not trying very hard, but that's ultimately the plan. I want to use things that are a little bit more natural, less chemicals. Everything is chemicals, but I mean like harsh chemicals. And I'm hoping that will help with some of my hormonal skin issues. And then I have my lotion that I work on. Pretty much only working on this lotion, and I only use this at work. I leave it at work. And then I haven't started using this jojoba cream moisturizer because I'm working on the other one. And then I've got my green tea day cream. I have not used this. When I was using all of these products together, my skin went a little insane, so she was not appreciating all of the good things that I was putting on my skin. Then I've got my Neutrogena Night Relaxing Face Wash. I've had this sitting in my bathroom for a really long time, and I want it to go away. So here's where I started. Here was last time. This was where I was last week when I measured everything, but I didn't have a chance to film. And I've used it since then. I use it almost every night. I'm also using the Olay face wipes that you get wet and they suds. I'm down to 6 wipes. I use them very sparingly because I started with 16 and I'm down to 6. And what I do is I cut them into quarters, and I use 1 quarter per eye, but I don't use them every day, obviously. I just use them when I'm being lazy and I don't want to wash my whole face. And then I've got my oils. I've got collagen, retinol, and my vitamin C oils. I stopped using them when my face got really angry at me using all of these all at once. Probably because I'm already oily, and then adding all of these oils to my face was too much. So I'm going to try and use them one at a time to see how that goes. And then I've got my Lush soap, and this is the exfoliating with, I want to say this was macadamia seed shells and espresso and shea butter. But I can't remember because I was kind of expecting this to be gone by now. After 2 washes, this went down significantly. So I was kind of expecting that to be gone already. And then Then I just have my Sugar and Spite soap, perfume, and lotions, and I haven't started using those yet. That'll probably be later this year, because I don't want to share them with my partner, so I have to figure out how to use them so he doesn't use them, which is kind of selfish of me, but it is what it is. And then I've got my makeup products. So I've got my lip scrub from, oh goodness, Beauty Treats in vanilla. I don't particularly like this. It's greasy, which does not help me want to put this on my lips. So I've got to figure out a way to put this in my routine before I wash my face in the evening. Otherwise, I'll never use this. It's just going to continue to sit there. Because I just I don't like the greasiness of it. And then I've got my Tarteist in Birthday Suit, which came with the party blush that everyone was panning last year. And I'm going to mix this with something because it's just a very nude color. I'll probably mix it with one of my OCCs that's in the same project. And then I haven't used this. This is my Maybelline Color Tattoo and Barely Branded. Haven't used this month. I used it once, I think the month before. I have my Million Lash mascara. This used to be my holy grail mascara. I used it all the time. I've repurchased this many times. And it does wonderful things for my the length of my lashes. And I've got it on today. I still quite like what it does for the length of my lashes. But it does nothing for giving me the black as your soul, black as my soul blackness that I want. Because today it just came off as kind of gray. And it looks nice on camera. But I want it to be black. And it wasn't quite there. And I don't know if it's because this one is not the right color. But usually I'll get blackest black or some of that. But I'm just going to use this until it's gone. And then I probably won't repurchase that even though. But I've been using the Smashbox Full Exposure, and then I would use before that the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I quite like those, but I'm not willing to spend that kind of money on mascara. But as long as I continue to get Ipsy, I'll get a mascara every 3 months and something blue every 3 months, so I'm not really worried about it. Then I've got my e.l.f. powder. And I continue to work on this little bitty pan that started from when I tried to depot it. I broke a piece off. And it's actually expanded quite a bit. You can see that. And then I've got my Urban Decay highlighter in Sin. I've got that on today. Though you can't really tell too well. I think I've maybe used a gram of products. I used 0.1 grams of the powder, and the Sin hasn't changed at all. And then I've got my 3 OCC lip tars that are in this project. And I've used them a wee bit. I included, I think, Stalker and Roleplay in my 18 and 18 Meet Matte Hues lipstick. So I maybe used 0.1 gram there, maybe 0.2. But I haven't used Digitalis at all because the color is not my favorite. Oops, I forgot my cuticle oil. I was at the top of this black line, and now I'm at the bottom of this black line. I'm using it at a 0.2 grams per, I'm using it steadily, but it's Very, very slow going. I don't particularly like this, probably because the first ingredient is mineral oil, so it doesn't really do much for my cuticles. And I was really hoping for something that was a little bit more hydrating, especially as we go into these winter months when my cuticles will start to crack. And then I've got my translucent powder, my blush, and my bronzer. I used these last week when I did my full face of makeup, and I think that's going to be how I'm going to use them, except for the blush, which I use for a transition shade when I do pinks or burgundy looks. So I just have to remember to continue to use those, and I think I'll still have quite a bit left at the end of the project. I have high doubts that I will finish those completely, but I want to actually use them and make some progress. And then I've got my Wet n Wild Brulee, and I've got a tiny dip. I don't know if you can, no, you can't see that, but I've got the tiniest dip started. I don't use this every day, but for the most part I use it to blend out the top of my very colorful looks, and it helps to blend it down so that it hides in my deep set eyes. And I think that is everything. My Urban Decay Perversion, the only way to show progress on this is to weigh it, and it went from 9 grams to 8.8, so I used 0.2 grams of product. But I'm using it, but I use it pretty sparingly, much like everything else. I don't use a heavy hand with anything, and I use this for just the inner corner of my eye here to get that precision point that I want, and then I'll use it to fix any skipping that might occur. And let's see, I didn't show you my Nars blush, haven't used it. I didn't show you my Too Faced eye primer, the little tiny one, haven't used it. I'm still working on my Milani one. My Pretty Zombie lip balm, I use that all the time. It doesn't show progress. I didn't measure it when I first started, so I don't know the weight when I first started, but it's at 5.9 grams this month. And then my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Strawberry Milk, I didn't use that, so there's no change there. Yeah, and I think that's it. Oh, I can't remember if I showed you my Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder started out with 34.1 grams. I know that because I wrote it down on the back. And then it's at 33.6. So I used quite a bit of it, actually. And I used the pink and the two pinks mostly, here and here. Just like I used the blush, transition, and inner corner. But yeah, so it's slow going. They'll probably hang out for a while. And so that is my update for the 2020 Vision project. I still have a long way to go, but this is an 18-month project. And I've got 13 months left here. So I think the first empties I'm going to have are the night face wash and the lotion. I anticipate those being gone first. And then this will be a fluke. I don't think it's got more than 2 or 3 uses in it left, even though it just disintegrates when you get in the shower. And then if I ever get around to using the lip scrub, that won't take too long. And then the moisturizer will be after that. And then I'll start this other moisturizer. So those will eventually go, but it's going to be slow. Haha, I rhymed. And that is my update. Thank you for spending a couple of minutes with me, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.